Business has an extraordinary role to play in society. It can create decent jobs, it can create jobs with living wage, it can create the taxes that we need for health and education, but business can also play a profoundly damaging role in our society. With our partners and allies worldwide, we seek to put human rights at the heart of business to deliver shared prosperity, climate justice, and to end abuse.
Businesses are an integral part of the communities where they operate in. Respect for human rights, be it the rights of communities, workers, indigenous peoples, will ensure that they will get to gain public trust that can help them to continue making profit.
So we operate in 30 different countries with 85 members of our global team. They take up allegations of abuse and also report on progress of around 10,000 companies.
Our three strategic goals are shared prosperities for workers, communities, and indigenous peoples, duty of care of corporate to undertake human rights and environmental due diligence, and safe and enabling environment for communities and workers. We do this through 4 priority programs that we have: the rights of workers in global supply chains, responsible use of natural resource and just energy transition, civic freedoms and human rights defenders, and responsible use of technology.
So looking ahead, we're going to see a lot of continuity in what the Business and Human Rights Resource Centre has done, but we are making rebalances in this new strategic plan. The rebalances that we're making are firstly to really focus in on the regions themselves, and particularly in global majority countries where so much of the abuse by business and investors is happening. We're going to be working therefore much more closely with grassroots organisations.
I think a few new things that we are going to do as an organization, in addition to continuing what we have done in the past 20+ years, is really bringing together the issue of labor rights and just energy transition, and making sure that workers' voices are at the center of the transition. We will also want to continue and better engage governments and policymakers to ensure that they can adopt better business regulations to ensure respect for human rights.
And we're increasing our focus on high-risk sectors, particularly where there are rising levels of authoritarian governments, but also where there's conflict and where so much human harm is being created, but also certain unscrupulous businesses are making super profits out of that suffering.
We want to make sure that the regional teams will continue to build stronger collaborations with our international teams, particularly to ensure that we can bring the lived experience of our partners, be it communities, indigenous peoples, and workers, to the different negotiations and conversations on better regulations at the global level, because changes can only happen on the ground.
Our work depends on that rich network of brilliant allies and partners worldwide. We're going through a period now of intense polarization and attacks on human rights and democracy, both from governments, from politicians, and unscrupulous business and investors. We need to stay together as a movement, because only together as a movement can we defend human rights and democracy, but also create the new agendas for a better society in the future.